And this is the Alimas. All right, so welcome back to episode 2 of the Alimas. We have finally made it back. We know we have been gone for very, very long, but praise be to Allah, we're here. We definitely wanted to be, we're on location. Where are we at?
We're in Hopkins. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're right. We're in Hopkins. We're in South Carolina. This is, we leave in how many days time?
Is it 8
Like
now?
9 days time.
9 days.
9 days we leave and we head out west. And so we wanted to give you guys the beautiful greenery before we get out west, and we try to do one outside as well if we don't, die from heat stroke. We'll wait till the evening time. Like, this is the evening now. The sun is going down, but it's still beautiful outside. So here we are. Today's episode is titled what, Alima?
Peer pressure.
We're doing peer pressure first?
Yeah.
Because this is actually going to be a 1-2 hitter quitter. Hope that's not inappropriate. 1-2 hitter quitter. I can't remember what that means. But anyway, basically we're going to be doing a 2-for-1. And we're going to just break this up into different parts. So peer pressure is going to be first. So that's what we'll start with. Yeah. And would you like to, I wanted to ask, I meant to write down some other questions because it's something that happened today, but I'll have it all. I have it in my brain. Did you want to start off with your questions first?
Mine's a simple question. Have you ever experienced peer pressure?
Have I ever experienced peer pressure? I believe everyone has experienced peer pressure. Trying to think of it. Yes, I have. And it was I did something came to mind. I think I was like 14 years old. 13, 14 years old. And I did things that were very inappropriate. And so I could have just, and the thing is, I knew in my soul, I knew it was wrong for real. But because cousins were partaking, I decided to partake. And blessed be to thy Lord that he forgives all sins, especially in our youth. Was there a follow-up that you wanted to ask for that?
What was the worst thing that people peer pressured you to do?
I don't know if I can give any specifics because Allah hides our sins for us. But let me see if I can give one that is not too egregious. That's peer pressure related. Something that's... okay. This one. I thought we talked about this.
I don't know.
When I stole the... I told you and Grandma, when I stole those pants when I stole from Target.
You didn't tell me this.
Yes, I did. Remember when Grandma was like, I didn't raise no thieves. Remember?
Pants?
I stole shorts. Remember I told you I only stole from the store. Alima, it literally happened like 6 months ago.
I don't remember. 6 months.
Okay. Well, how about you think?
I don't remember. But okay. You stole shorts. How much were they worth?
Like maybe $17. Everyone was shoplifting, and I wouldn't really say.
Did you go?
I don't think that was peer pressure as much as me just being silly. Like they weren't like, "Hey, do it."
Yeah.
It was me just following them up. So I guess I wouldn't say that was peer pressure. I wanted to ask you, what does peer pressure mean to you?
To me, peer pressure means what it sounds like. People your age demographic pressuring you to do something that they know that you don't particularly do, and something that they do and they just like make you do kind of.
Well, remember, speak up.
They make you do kind of. Another one.
Well, you said something that people pressure you into doing something. Can peer pressure show up in a different form?
Yes, and I read this in a book, but I cannot remember. Remember Auntie Johnny got me the book? I can't remember what it was titled, but it had...
How to Survive for Teenage Girls or something?
Yeah, and they had a chapter about peer pressure in there, but I cannot remember what the other form was. It had that in there, and I think I still have the book.
You should read it. That's a good book.
Yeah, I have it still.
Well, I was gonna bring up one way or a different form that peer pressure can come about is slack talk and gossip. Now, Alima brought something to my attention today that I deemed as slack talk and gossip, and I asked her why she did not say this to her friends. Do you feel that because of peer pressure, you didn't want to confront what was obviously slack talk and gossip? Or did you not recognize it to be so?
I did not recognize it to be so.
So do you know what slack talk is?
When you're talking about somebody behind their back?
Yes, that's one form of slack talk as well as gossip.
Talking bad about somebody?
Well, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be bad. It's what's the purpose behind it. Like, what's your aim? What's your focus? Why are you sharing said information? Like, what's your basis? Where are you going with the information that you're sharing? So, like you said, that someone shared information with you. What did they want the end goal to be? And that's what you have to okay. So we're taught by the most honorable by the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan, by way of most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that we have to have a guard, like a guard, a sentinel, a soldier on post on our ears, because even though our friends, our siblings, our cousins, whoever, they may not be trying, and this is you too, you may not be trying to be the person to inflict harm and make somebody else's ears a garbage can. But when someone brings you something that isn't going to be uplifting or has a purpose of good, then you're letting them make you a garbage can. They're giving you garbage. And they're not that they're trying to, but they can change your outlook on other people, other subjects, or just like what's the person's purpose behind what they're putting in your mind. And why would you allow someone to give you something that isn't going to benefit you? So when your friends bring something to you that you can then decipher, this isn't really going anywhere positive. Are you going to be brave enough to combat the peer pressure of, well, if I say something, my friend isn't going to like me? Or are you going to just continue to let them allow you to be a dumpster, a garbage can, cesspool, waste dump? No, like, you have to answer that question. I'm asking you. It wasn't rhetorical.
Oh, I'm going to change the topic.
You say that now, but what ways are you going to strive to implement change in the topic? Because it doesn't have to be, because that can be scary. That can be scary. I'm going to put myself in a 14-year-old's position and to say, I didn't push back when I was 14. I didn't. I didn't have a parent in my ear or on my side the way I'm striving to be on your side either. So inshallah, you'll have the tools to be braver and say, you know what? I don't want this for you, and I don't want this for me. I don't want my friend to be a slack talker. I don't want my friend to be a gossiper. I don't want my friend to come and tell me things that isn't going to benefit my friend or whoever they're talking about or me. So what's a way that you think you could do that without feeling too much anxiety? Because it's all about how you say it, not necessarily what you say.
I don't know. I think it will have to be, what I see is the other person's wording the situation differently. Like talking about how they feel about how that person like did to them. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about someone coming to you with a grievance that somebody did something to them. That's not the same thing as someone just bringing you arbitrary information just from out of nowhere, or even if it's pertaining to you. Again, if you feel that it's slack talk or gossip, like you should be able to be someone that your friends can come to if they're having a problem or an issue. That's different, because then you can ask, oh, did you want my advice on the situation? That's not the same as allowing someone just to come and tell you a whole bunch of stuff. So if you have somebody that's coming to tell you a bunch of stuff, how do you plan? Like, what are going to be your course of action to try to steer your friend in a better direction?
No.
I would say it doesn't have to be something. It doesn't have to be so serious. You don't have to make it serious. You can just make a joke of it, like, oh, this, just make a joke of it. Just like, this doesn't work. Just like, maybe we should talk about something else. Like, just, it doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be a big deal. And to me, if they kind of make a big deal out of it, you can just say, okay, well, I just gotta go. And then hopefully y'all can, squash it later. But don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of because you're afraid. That doesn't serve anyone. So you got to start thinking about ways that you're going to be able, or not even thinking about ways, just putting in your mind that you're going to be brave enough to say something. Because if you don't do that, if you're already sitting resolute, like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do it, then you're never going to do it. Okay, on to the next question. Oh, is it me or you? It's on you.
I asked 2 questions.
Okay, so this is exciting news. Alima has been online for the past 4 years of doing school. Since the pandemic, Alima has not set foot in a school to go to school. And that has been how has that been for you?
There's pros and cons to it. I mean, when it started, in the beginning, it was kind of sad. Well, not kind of sad. It was kind of different. After not being in like school or whatever. But then I kind of liked it because I was in my house a lot more, and right after school I could just lay down and not wait for anybody to pick me up and take me back home. And I do like online work.
Anybody to pick you up. Ain't but one person picking you up.
Wait for you to pick me up and bring me back home. And I like online homework, I think, a little bit more than like handwritten work. In my opinion, I like to type it up instead of writing it down more. And the cons would be, I mean, you not being around people physically, not hearing like all that chatter. I mean, you hear chatter during Zoom, but it's a lot more.
Not being able to feed off their energy in person.
Yeah, not being able to feed off their energy in person. And I feel like you get connected more when you meet people in person too. But I've met people over Zoom, but I feel like you're more connected when you meet each other in person. That's how I meet my friends.
I mean, I think that you have not been the best in your academics. I think that you're easily distracted, and if you're in an actual classroom, you don't have the opportunity to not be focused. Because with y'all being on the computer, you're able to open up different windows. You're able to try to put your phone over here and try to do that and this. So I am looking forward to you being in a classroom setting for that. So Alima's going to be going to a public charter school, inshallah, one of the best in Arizona, inshallah. I personally wanted her to go to a Muhammad University of Islam for high school students, but unfortunately Phoenix does not have they don't have a school. And I think that you are in need of some human touch. She needs her sisters with her. No, for real. I think you were going a little bit crazy, being by yourself all day. Like, even if you sign online, you have to be with other people. That's like people that are loners and they're like, I game. I talk to all my friends online. I game. Like, you don't have a life.
Oh my God.
You don't have a life. So I'm excited about that for you. But with that being said, and you going into the actual school environment, and it's not a Muhammad University of Islam school or a different Islamic school. I looked at some. that are in the Phoenix area, and I was not necessarily particularly they didn't fit the bill. They didn't fit the bill. So we decided with the charter schools. So I wanted to ask you, Alima, boys, do you feel that it will be a challenge for you to maintain your Islam in a non-Muslim setting when it comes to female and male interaction?
Well, I've been thinking about this.
You've been
I went to meet my husband when
Go ahead.
I've thought about all scenarios of how I went to meet my husband. At first, a while ago, I said I wanted to be like high school, but then I said no, thank you. I'd rather meet him when I'm old, like 20 something.
Okay.
At like, I don't know. I'm in a cafe. I had this whole scenario. I'm in a cafe. I walk to a cafe. I see a man typing on his computer, and then I walk over and accidentally spill my coffee on it.
I can't. Okay. First of all, what does that have to do with the question?
Well, you said boys.
I said boys. Okay.
I don't think I would be distracted because I
No,
already have.
I didn't say distracted. That's not what I asked.
Oh, okay.
Listen to the question. Do you feel that it will be a challenge for you to maintain your Islam? Maintain who you are as an MGT, a junior vanguard, a junior MGT, your decorum, your modesty, how you act at home and abroad, when being in a non-Muslim setting when it comes to
No.
so you know, because there's gonna be boys that are able to sit beside you, sit behind you now, because they're not gonna separate y'all. Only thing that you do is try to separate yourself.
Yes. Okay, but I think no also because I don't know why I keep just okay, I don't know. I still think no, that I won't change.
That it won't be a challenge for you.
No, I don't think so because
What if a boy was like, ew, why you got that thing on your head?
what would I say?
Why are you always wearing a scarf? I'm asking, why are you always wearing a scarf? You afraid to show your hair?
No, you can still see your hair through a scarf
Well, why you always got that scarf on then?
because it's part of my religion.
Oh, I thought you was cold. You anemic.
No, I like the cold actually.
You realize that we live in Arizona. It's super hot outside, so I don't even know why you got that scarf on. Like, you look crazy. Oh, that's supposed to be a hijab. But that's not how other Muslims wear their hijab. So that's not you're not a real Muslim. I can see your hair. I thought Muslims not supposed to show their hair. So how come you got that on your head and you supposed to be a Muslim?
Because I'm a Nation of Islam. There's different.
What is that?
Nation of Islam. We are taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Farrakhan, so we don't wear our scarves.
Y'all killed me. Okay, we're actually not gonna say this episode there, but those things could happen, and you gotta be ready.
Oh my gosh.
No, those things could totally happen, and you just gotta be ready to stand 10 toes down. Just say, beloved, if you would like to know more, NOI.org. we welcome all who are desirous of learning truth. So, yes, I wear my hijab because I'm Muslim. It's a draped scarf. And by Allah's grace, sometimes you can see our hair in our draped scarves. We don't wear our fashion like the Muslims from the East, and they don't strive to look like us. But by Allah's grace, we all strive for modesty. And so that's all you got. Don't you gotta say too much. You gotta say too much.
The way you were doing, I was just laughing.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that goes for that big. We big old. Good gracious, we about to end this out here.
I have to ask my last question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
How did you overcome peer pressure?
How did I overcome peer pressure? I grew up. I would have to say it was well into my adulthood, like well into my adulthood. I'm gonna say all of my tomfool. No, actually, that's a fib. That's not true. I think that even now, sometimes we can all succumb to peer pressure, even as adult Muslims, and that's why we have to strive. And that's why the restrictive law of Islam is not for teenagers. The restrictive law of Islam It's for everybody within this nation because we can all fall victim to slack talk, gossip, even as adults. So I strive to overcome peer pressure by having Allah be my main focus and knowing what's right and saying, you know what? If this person don't want to be cool with me because I'm about to strive to pull my sister's coattail, then my sister's gonna be my sister, but we just not gonna, I guess, be hanging out talking cool like that. So that's how I strive to overcome peer pressure because it happens. Okay. Well, we have been getting eaten up out here. Maybe we won't be doing episode 3 today, nor will we might not be doing episode 3 outside. I don't know. We might just show y'all a quick panorama of the Arizona skyline. You want to take us out? Well, quick. Any thoughts? Because we did have a couple of little side conversations throughout the making of this episode. So, are there any major takeaways that you want to share?
You have to stand for what you believe in and stand your ground. Like when you're being peer pressured and you know the conversation's going to the left, you should put your foot down, but in a respectful, not like
kind,
respectful and kind manner, to where it doesn't seem like you're trying to like. Would it say make the other person look bad?
Yeah, that's good.
Make the other person look bad for what they're saying.
Because they might not just be mindful at that time. So I'll say, remember I was telling you the other week that I couldn't remember one guiding rule of conduct and one restrictive law. I'll say my takeaway is know and implement all of your guiding rules of conduct and your restrictive laws of Islam. Because the restrictive laws of Islam is our success, and that's that. So if you can't do what you don't know, so you got to make sure you know them, and you will be. We're getting back on our studies for in the morning, especially you going into this public school, so you can have them in your mind, drilling them. Okay. All right. Praise be to Allah. Well, this has been another episode of the Alimas, and I'm Maryam Alima,
and I'm Alima-Saabira.